I watch a lot of Rickles just to laugh, and also he's interesting because he's got nothing. He goes out there, he's got nothing.
He just goes.
Just goes.
He just fucking goes.
Yeah, but the energy and is fascinating.
I got a crazy Rickles story for you. It's an insane Rickles story. I go to this Vanity Fair party, right? Shit is starting to happen. My first and my last name now matter. That's Kevin Hart, right? Don Rickles is at the party, and somebody tells me Don Rickles is at the party, and I say, I gotta fucking meet Don Rickles. I gotta meet him, right? I gotta meet him. I have to meet him, right? I gotta fucking meet him.
If you're a comic and he's in the room, you have to.
Don Rickles sees me.
Yeah.
I don't even know how Don Rickles knows who I am. You know, it's just a big moment. Hey, it's just energy, right? Crazy energy. Swear to God. Swear to God to my kids, I'm not lying when I say this. Don sees me. He goes, look at him. He takes his hand. He smacks my face twice. Pat, pat. Right? He smacks my face twice. He goes, pat, pat. And he says, looks like a little, this is no bullshit. All right. This was not malicious. This is the era that Don came up in comedy, to my listener. He goes, he looks like a little monkey. Right?
Right.
Pat, pat on my face. And I said, oh man, okay. I said, okay, well, what that definitely wasn't cool, but what do I say to Don Rickles? How do I correct it? What do I have to do? There's nothing I can do. After I did it, he then pinches my cheek like a fucking kid. He pinches it. It's like, I love you, kid. And that was it. And he just fucking sat back down. And it was like this weird silence, and I just turned around in my suit, and I was like, "Well, I guess that was it." Jerry, I guess that was it. I guess that was it.
Did he know you?
I can tell either somebody warned him,
right,
of who I was. Before I got to him, and he went with just energy. You don't know who a person is, but you just give them energy.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Hey, that thing. What's up, man? It was like that. I could tell it was like that. He didn't know, but somebody else knew. But it wasn't malicious. It's this was his era. That was his era of comedy. So he was just being personable in the moment. But it was like
there's a thoughtlessness in
exactly. It wasn't
mean, but it's thoughtless.
No, it wasn't. And I know, to our listeners, they'll go, what? But no, I'm telling you, as a person that was there, it wasn't. And that's why it was for me, the funny part about it was the exit. Because he was at a table.
Right.
So I just approached the table, and then he just sat back down and just went back into a conversation with whoever he knew, and I was just standing there for a second. And I was like, all right, well,
yeah,
I guess that's it. And I was like, okay, bye.
I'm a very anti-PC guy in comedy. But when I do watch some of his old stuff, when his black stuff, I feel uncomfortable. I don't feel good.
No, he has some shit. If you go look at it, it's woof.
Yeah. You look and you go, even in that moment, I don't know.
Very dressed up tonight.
That's right. I heard you were talking about how Rickles, what he said about when he saw me.
Yeah, Rickles, you guys were here together one night, and Rickles spotted you, and there was a bunch of people around, and Rickles yelled, "Hey, let's take up a collection and buy Adam a suit."
That's right. Man.
Is this what you got?
Yeah. This is the respect for the man. I was at dinner with Steve Buscemi. This is 25 years ago or something. We're sitting at Dan Tana's and eating, and then Rickles came over to us, and we were like, oh my God, this is happening right now. And he says to Buscemi, something like, maybe 23, whatever years ago, he says something about, I saw your movie, Mr. Pink, more like Mr. Stink, or something like that, and Buscemi was like, laughing. And then he laughs and he goes, ooh, maybe get some braces. Something like that. And then he sees me and he goes, ooh, and you, wow. And I go, hey, how you doing? And he's like, I think it was Happy Gilmore or something. He goes, so Happy Gilmore, watch the whole thing. Wow, amazing how no talent can get you a movie. I was like, yes.
Funniest fan encounter? Funniest fan? Probably Rickles. My girlfriend is quite a bit younger than me. You know the drill. And we were at a restaurant, and she's young, but she's, she's growing. I mean, she's blossoming. This is her summer. And Rickles walks up to the table and looks at her and looks at me and goes, 12? She's 12? And then he says, have you been kidnapped, darling? Have you been kidnapped? Blink if you've been kidnapped. That was a funny encounter. It killed the sex because, Don hit on her and left Barbara in the lobby. But he
talk about our dear friend Don Rickles.
Yeah. Well,
I know him for 58 years.
You know him for 58 years. I know him for 58 minutes. But I'll tell you this, when he first came on my HBO show, where you could swear, and this is an anomalous situation.
You're telling me he swore.
He comes
I've
out.
never heard him swear off the air. Never on stage.
Well, you can probably find this on YouTube then, because
okay,
he comes out.
tell me.
He comes out, and they say to me, "Do you want to meet Don backstage?" I'm like too nervous. He's my guy, Well, I was not privy to that, but he does the long route. He finally sits down. I go, Don, what a thrill for me. How's things going? I'm just kind of rope-a-dope till I get it down that I'm sitting with Don Rickles, and he goes, well, I'm on this piece of shit, aren't I?
I never heard him say that.
Well, it's like I fall out of the chair. He comes out and he does the cutest.
Undoubtedly have the best timing I've ever heard of a comedian in my generation.
That's came on.
Made me laugh.
Yeah, I just have to tell you that from a technique standpoint. Nobody makes me laugh as hard as you with timing jokes.
Fine. He started in Miami. The Mad Emperor.
As I look at you now, the white sweat socks and the smart pants and the wonderful jacket, it's wrong. So I never could tell a joke. I just talk about things and it becomes a joke, This show's a joke. But, no.
Kevin Pollak here on the Rich Eisen Show. And in terms of Casino, of all the people that I would want to ask you about, it has to be Rickles.
Don Rickles.
Hands down, right?
Yeah, because watching him rip into De Niro on set in the middle of a take, there's no greater joy, really.
I think I've seen that on Twitter, right? Isn't that what did he do? He just ripped on him in the middle of a take, or?
Well, the camera's rolling around the casino floor. There's 100 extras.
Right.
Rickles is standing next to De Niro in a scene. De Niro is acting, saying his dialogue. Rickles' character is just standing there, as he does for most of the film. He's not supposed to speak. And in the middle of the take, he looked at De Niro and said, is that the way you're going to do it? Like that? No, you got the awards. I'm sure you know what you're doing. Go ahead. And, every sphincter tightens on set. Nobody knows how Bob, as we're forced to call him, is going to react.
Right.
But Rickles knew that he owned De Niro because De Niro worshipped Rickles. And Rickles told me this one day. He said, early on, he said, I own this guy because when he was a kid, there were two types of peer groups on the street corners in New York. When De Niro grew up, there was doo-wop groups and put-down groups. And Demure De Niro was in a put-down group. Your mother this, your mother that, right?
Right.
So to them, Rickles was God. And Rickles found out about it and went after him every day.
Did he really?
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
You like Rickles, right?
I love Rickles, yeah.
I did a movie with Rickles, right? So it's so awesome.
Dirty Work, right?
Dirty Work, yeah. So it's so awesome. Like that. so awesome. And so he couldn't he couldn't remember any lines, you know. So I'd go like I'd write something that I thought sounded like Rickles. Like I go, hey. Say, Don, say this to Artie Lang, you know, say, Baskin Robbins called me today, and they're down to 3 flavors, you know? So then he goes, look at you. He goes, Baskins and Johnson called me today. He goes, and you know what they told me? They told me you ate all their ice cream. All the ice, tubs and tubs of ice cream. And now, they don't, it's like 45 minutes. But this is the funniest, man.
You don't give Don Rickles lines.
I tell you, man.
You let him come up with his own.
You gotta let him go.
Yeah, that's right.
But Rickles, man, he's the real deal.
He's the best. Yeah.
He's the funniest guy. And so that week, Sinatra was on his deathbed. Right?
Frank
Sinatra, Rickles, you know, close friend,
sure.
you know. So at lunch, I was like, people were like, should we mention Sinatra? I don't think we should mention it, bum him out, you know. So, but then I said, I want to ask him, you know. So I said, hey, Frank, hey, Don, have you talked to Frank lately, you know? And he goes, yeah, I saw him last week. There was a lot of this. The guy died 4 days later. And then I said, oh. And he goes, yeah. He goes, it's a lot of me with my head 2 inches from Frank's face going, I'm not Barbara.
Well, Frank wouldn't have wanted it any other way, I have a feeling.
True. That's very true.
Wasn't ready, didn't look for something new. I was out with my friends the night that I met you. You look so handsome, told you.
Had an experience about 15 years ago. My wife and I are on a flight cross country. We get on the plane. I'm putting my stuff in the overhead compartment, and I start to hear someone say, Jesus Christ, they'll let any guy on this plane. And I'm like, I'm sort of hearing it out of the, and I'm thinking, what? And then he's like, man, goddamn, fucking Irish. Will they let the Irish on the plane? This far up, you think the Irish should be further back? And I sort of start to get a little like, I'm tired and I'm frustrated, so I get irritated and I turn around. Don Rickles is sitting right behind Liza and I, and he's sitting there, and I swear the definition of being happy as a pig in shit was my wife and I both, I don't think I strapped in the whole flight, where both of our heads are peeking over behind us, and the whole flight, he's going after me, and then he's going after, you know, what are your plans? We told him, he went after our plans. Then he starts going after Newhart, who he was best friends with, who he knew that I knew.
Yeah.
And just on and on and on, and that flight felt like it was 20 seconds long.
You know, he did chastise me, and I did get embarrassed, you know, like, oh, God, I'm the kid who did all the homework, and he would go up and he after me and crush, and it always kind of bothered me. Maybe it was my skin wasn't thick enough to take it from him. And then a couple of years after that Stamos thing, I was at Don's memorial at a synagogue, and you know, all the comics are sitting there. We're all invited, and remember Judd Apatow's right in front of me, and all the guys are there, and Don's manager, Tony, comes walking over to me, and he says, Jeff, can you speak? This is something I would have prepared a month for had I known. And I look at Joe, I go, this is Don challenging me right now to talk.
No papers, kid.
And I did it. I just stood up and I took the mic and handled my business for 5 minutes, and it was funny and it was sweet. And I remember being like, frickin' Don taught me something from the grave that I could do it.
And somewhere from the beyond, he's like, what do you want, a cookie?
And I do always want a cookie, so that did work out.